Hello and welcome. I'm Mar28, and this is Bevo's Tech Pack, episode number 20, actually. I think it's 20. We are still here in the Twilight Forest on our continuing adventures into Twilight. Not that Twilight, Forest Twilight. Yeah, Moving on. Anyway, so last time I was here, I was just recovering from going through a few little dungeons and stuff. I had that little skirmish into a hollow hill that ended up with me leaving before I died. Plus we conquered that Lich Tower, so that was fun. I've been planning on some stuff to try to do to get ready for some serious exploration in the Labyrinth. One of the things that have caught my eye is actually an item from Botania. I was originally planning on using these lead plates here in my exosuit to give myself knockback resistance. But as it turns out, there's actually an item from Botania that I can use that just gives me flat out immunity to it. And that is let's see, it's under baubles. I believe it is the Tectonic Girdle. Yes, by harnessing the forces of tectonic movement, the Tectonic Girdle, when worn, will negate any knockback applied to the wearer by outside attacks. I'm hoping that works. So it's actually fairly easy to make. It just takes a little bit of, takes a monosteel ingot, leather, and then a rune of earth and a rune of fire. And I actually need another iron ingot because I have one too few monosteel. Right, there we go. So we're just gonna go ahead and make that right now, and then after I get that finished, I think it would be a good time to make a potion brewing area, because I do have a little bit of netherwart stuff here, but I mean it's not doing me any good up here. I've got to put it to use, and it's currently not getting put to use. All right, how are you doing, Monopole? Do you have enough to make me another ingot, please? No. All right, so we can help that. We'll go ahead and just take my little band of mana here. I went ahead and made a new one up. I had lost mine due to an unfortunate death falling through the world. That was very fun. All right, accepting mana and drop. Okay, so that should drain from the ring, fill up the pool. All right, we got that back, and then let's go ahead and change this back to sparing, and then we can just fill the ring back up. Yeah, right now this ring is very slowly generating its own supply of mana thanks to the band of aura I have here, but it is really, really slow. It's enough that if I, say, have that girdle on, I think it's probably going to be enough to keep that going, as long as I'm not continually getting knocked back, but I don't think it'll support tools too well. If it does, I'll need to get the next one up, which I believe takes Terra Steel, which I'm nowhere near getting. You're totally ready, okay. And since I know trying to equip this is just going to swap those around, let's put it on that way. Alright, so first things first. We are going to go ahead and make the runes that we need for the girdle. For either of these, I'm going to need 3 monosteel ingots. So just put those on. Alright, and then a stone, block of coal, and a mushroom should get me the earth one. And I believe I need mana. So yeah, it's not going to do anything until it gets some mana. So accepting from items, and let's actually just go ahead and just drain this all the way back in. I got a little overeager there. Alright, so that should start like sending power over this way. I believe those are the right items. Alright, so yeah, we can see that little visual effect thing in the center growing. As soon as that starts arcing, it'll be time to get a little bit of this living rock on it, and then we should get ourselves a rune. There we go. Do I drop or do I hit? There we go. So we have Rune of Earth, and we got 3 of them, so that's a fairly good amount, actually. I'll be able to do some other stuff. This next one's also really easy. 1, 2, 3, a nether brick, gunpowder, and another wart. And then this is going to be a matter of waiting until this is charged up and ready to go again. Yeah, so that thing's totally full buffering. Oh, and there we go, it's growing again. And while that is going, let's just go ahead and set this up over here so far. I went ahead and I put this little crafting station down here. There's actually a chest hidden underneath this spruce wood plank right here, since you actually can't see the block that is underneath it from either down below or up here. I figured it'd be a good place to hide a little bit of storage. Alright, so we're just going to do that, and then 1, 2, and I think it goes there. If not, we'll swap it around. Alright, you're all ready. Do a little drop, and give it a whack. Rune of Fire. There we go, Tectonic Girdle. Excellent. Oh. Okay, and that should just go right there. Oh, perfect. Alright, and we do need to take this back. Right now, the little setup I have over here, the Hydrodranias, they're not doing so terribly great for this. So long as it's a server that I leave running most of the time, by the time I log back in, it'll be built up a bit. But in general, they're not so great for this. So I'm definitely going to need to get some other flowers. Alright, so that is good. Alright, so next up is going to be a little bit of potion work. Before I can get to that, I actually need to clear out a little bit of space. For what I want to do, I need to be able to set up a little bit of, well, not machinery, but maybe some hoppers and stuff, and for that I need space. And I think the way we'll do this, rather than build another building out, I think I'll just dig out a little bit of a basement down here. So since this the second floor is running this way, I'll go ahead and make the bottom floor below this running this way, just to make it a little bit different. So I will go ahead and I will get started on that, and I'll join back up with you guys as soon as I'm ready to get started with some building and planning of stuff. It is worth mentioning that in this particular pack, there are only a few ways that you can automate potions. There is a relatively simple way that you can do it using vanilla mechanics. It's not too hard to do it that way, though it does take up quite a bit of space. You could use a machine from Mind Factory Reloaded. You can make an auto potion brewer. You get less results doing it that way than you would by doing it manually, but it's a lot easier to automate. Just pipe in ingredients, pipe potions out, nothing much to it. And at that type of setup, you can automate refilling of water bottles and stuff, and it just saves a lot of time and hassle that it's worth taking the less efficient use of resources. There is another option, though, which is blood magic. And in blood magic, you actually have a form of brewing that you can do when you get up to, I believe it's a tier 2 altar. At that point, you can create the little, whoa, what is it, a chemistry thingy? Blood magic, it is this thing right here, alchemic chemistry set. By the time you get this, you are actually able to brew potions using blood magic. And the potions that you can make in blood magic can be really, really strong. But the best thing to them is the fact of how many doses you get per flask. So per single flask, you get 8 drinks of a potion. That's pretty good. And the efficacy of it's going to be determined by the actual catalyst and stuff that you use in it. So my idea is, rather than going through and setting up a bunch of complicated stuff for actually like harvesting the stuff and then making like a little piston-based machine that can get gunked up and stuff, what I am going to do is I am actually going to set up a few basic little things down here to get ingredients I'll need. Like number 1, I will need some melon stuff. So we have these little stalks here. I have my netherwort growing up top there. For now, that's enough. I'm not going to go through a ton of it. And I do have plenty of like golden stuff to make the glistering melons. But we're going to be doing a bit of blood magic down here. It's a little bit of a small space, but for just a regular tier 2, tier 3 altar, I don't need much, and if I do, I can just sink it into the ground, and I should be okay with that. If not, I can try to make it work a little bit better. I'm definitely not doing a full-on altar in here. This is just something that I can use to get started with stuff. Alright, so anyway, what I have here are block update detectors. You can make one using pistons and redstone. I mean, they don't take a lot of resources, but they do take up a bit of space. So by doing it this way, I'm actually saving a little bit of space. Why did you not retract? Alright, so let's go ahead and get that to pulse one more time. That is not right. Alright. Alright, so now what should happen to this is whenever the melons grow... Oh yeah, that pulse is way too quick. If you have I think it's a 1 second pulse on these things, it is enough to push with a sticky piston, but it gets retracted. Well, it retracts the piston before it can actually retract the block, so it's that's what's happening here. Normally what would happen is if it's set up right, if I put down, say, if like a melon just popped up there, it would push the melon and then, oh hey, that worked. Why you no work before? Alright, I'm fine with that. So let's go ahead and put down a barrel, hopper, and a hopper. It's not the most efficient system, but it works. At least it will work eventually. Let's go ahead and fill this hole in. You know, I think I ran out of the bricks. Alright, so let's go ahead and make a little bit more of those. I don't know quite where I put them. Alright, so that will get me the melons that I need eventually. Hooray for buds. Alright, so we have that. That's good. Next item that I am going to need is to go ahead and set up my little blood altar, which I happen to have right here. Looks like a good spot. Alright, and we also have a sacrificial knife and a diamond. I believe diamond is what you need for the very first tier. So let's go ahead and... No, you get out of there. Not kill ourselves. Yeah, I think I need more than that, unfortunately. And I am not regenerating health quick enough, actually. I might need to see if I have any... Why is that stopping rendering? Alright. That looks like it might be going. It's kind of slowing down. It might be running out of juice. Yeah, it's running out. I don't have enough blood in there. I'm not regenerating hit points. I need to actually go get some food and stuff in me so that I start the path to recovery. And it's going to be pretty much out of blood in just a sec, so I tell you what. I am... Let's make a potion or two of healing the manual way, and then we'll get this caught back up. Okay, we're going to try that blood altar down there again in just a moment. Before I head back down there, I do have the potion set aside. Went ahead and I grew up a slew of melon. I have about, I think, maybe 45 left, so that's plenty for what I'm going to need for the next immediate while. Before I head back down there, though, there's something I wanted to try. I've been growing a bunch of candleberry from Pam's Harvest Craft, and I believe this can be used to make light sources. Well, used in conjunction with string and dye, it'll make a light source anyway. If we just take the pot right here and take candleberries, that should get us the wax. There we go. And it is the wax item itself that we can use to make candles. And you can do a bunch of various dyes and stuff. I mean, right now, what I have access to, we're going to be doing orange candles. I could do white, but I mean, they're not really that great. Oh, you can also make hardened leather. Interesting. Alright. Let's go ahead and do orange. So that would make 4, or I could just make... Let's do that. and then that. Alright, so now for these candles, I don't know if they stick just on the ground or if they go on the walls too. Do they go on walls? They do. They're really incredibly oddly, okay. It looks like they're just retextured torches, and the way that they're done, they look kind of odd, because if you look at it just right from the side, you get a weird overlap on the textures. But from a distance, they do kind of look like they're just little candles. It's still interesting, though, because it just takes the wax and string, so that's not too bad. It's probably just easy enough to farm charcoal, though. Anyway, down we go. Yeah, those just look odd. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and start cutting ourselves. Well, poking. Yeah, saying we're cutting ourselves on a YouTube video is probably not the best way to endear myself to people. Oh, I don't want that, I want that one. Alright. Pokey poke, poke, poke. Alright. More potions. Alright, hopefully this is going to be enough to actually get this. Oh no, you're kidding me. No, 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 no. Run! Alright, so my home is way this way. This is going to be fun. So I did not know that I'd spawn all the way over here. I mean, let's see if we can pull up a map real quick. I'm here. My home is there. That is a stupidly long walk. Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm not gonna make you all wait for this. I will be back as soon as I get to the house. And I'm going to do another attempt at the blood orb, and maybe, just maybe, I'll get it without killing myself. Could have sworn I had a little bit more hit points left than that. Well, I suppose the good news is that after the walk of shame, I came back and I found that I do in fact have my blood orb in here, so at least that worked out for me. I didn't think it actually took a death, so I really didn't think I had used it that much. Kind of embarrassed, just a little tiny bit. So let's go ahead and put one of those in. I should be okay on this. If not, I can get some potions ready. Let's go ahead and get these right here, just in case. Oh, it looks like it did go through. I just can't see it. There we go. Alright, so basically I'm going to get to be doing this for the next little bit. This is going to take me a while, so rather, like I said, rather than bore everybody with this, let's just go ahead and get a working. I'd forgotten how much I hate early blood magic. It's not really hard, but I really miss runes of self-sacrifice right about now. You definitely don't get what you would otherwise. Anyway, the good news is I have all of the blood runes I need to at least make a generic tier 2 altar, I believe. Plus, I should have the resources to make a divination sigil. Let's go ahead and make that real quick. I swear, I put these things here intentionally. Every time I come up from here, I think there's something there going to attack me. Alright, so I believe blank slate is going in the center, orb, and then glass around it. There we go. Alright, let's get that back. Let's bind this to us. So we only have 200 in our network. That's not so much. Alright, altar's current tier, tier 1. Alright, so let's see if this works. And we're just basically going to go around the edge here and replace the cobblestone with the runes. Now, I believe these runes actually don't do anything at all for the altar in terms of like effects, but it does get it to tier 2, which is great. Next up, though, I might need a new orb. Actually, I don't know. Let's go ahead and just put one of these in here. Yeah, not enough. So to make one of these into a flask, I need a total of 2,000 life points. Yeah, that's going to be a lot. I think I need more potions for that. You know, I'm going to use more potions trying to make potions than I had to begin with. This is definitely going to be worth it in the end. I think the next tier blood orb is made out of an emerald. I think, maybe? Yeah, tier 2, 5,000, and you get the apprentice. Alright. Tell you what, let's table blood magic for now. There's one other thing I want to check out before this episode gets a little longer. My past few have been about 40 minutes. I want to try to cut that back a little bit. Even with those at 40 minutes, that was with me cutting out a good amount of content from each of them. So I really, I don't want to repeat that again. Hey buddy, how you doing? I'm so sorry. Oh, that'd be a neat project, repopulating a little fairy tale village in the Twilight Forest with villager zombies. I wonder if that would work. I didn't put anything here, did I? No. Okay. Now, as to lava, there is a cave fairly close to my house over here, I believe. And I am pretty sure that it has lava near the bottom. Question is, can I remember where the cave is? Alright. This was a different cave, or is this just a little pass-through area? Yeah, this is just a little, this is not it. Is it? Oh, that's it. This is it. Okay, good. I think it's only a single block, but I'll take it. That's all I need. There's something not pleasant behind one of these walls. I wonder if a monosteel pick can mine up obsidian. I honestly do not know. Here's hoping it can. Because if not, I will just have made a really bad mess for myself. Yeah, it looks like it can. It's just going to take a little bit. There are so many skeletons walking around me right now, it's not funny. Okay, you get out of my inventory, please. Torches, go away. Alright, so I can stack those now that they're empty, and let's just pick this up. I want to get out of this cave before, on the off chance one of these things that are walking around actually find their way to me. Just out of curiosity, did they add anything that you can actually use tungsten for? I can make tungsten ingots, which can then be made into tungsten blocks, or tungsten dust. So no, they didn't add any use for tungsten, but they put it back in the game. That's one of the things that I really don't like about mods, is when they put world gen in that is of no use. For a very long time, there was a certain mod that everybody loves for tanks that did that. It added a ton of world gen before there's any use for said world gen, under the theory that it would be great for forward compatibility. But until that point happened, it was just a terrible amount of stuff that was in world that had no real use whatsoever. Ugh. And the tanks weren't that great either. Anyway. Okay, what we got here? What do we have? So we have gotten the obsidian we need, which means we can go ahead and make ourselves a new little set. Let's go ahead and get a blaze rod. Rather than actually use my last little thing we have there, let's make a new one. So, bam. Okay, so brewing stand. Then brewing stand, and I think just the orb, except it's in the bag. Okay, let's get that out of there. Alright, so I think it's like this. I have NEI, there's no reason not to check. Perfect. And I think there's maybe one other thing that I'd like to make down there. Just something to put it on. We'll go by the old standard, which is a inverted stair. Since everything in there is stone, let's get some wood. It's just enough to, actually. Alright, so I got the blood altar here. We have melons here. I can go ahead and put like a little water thing here for refilling stuff. I won't need the water for the actual potion flasks, I think. But, let's just do it right there. And we can put you down. Excellent. Alright, and then whenever you need to use this, we just put the orb in there. We still only have 200, so there's really not much that we're going to be able to do with it at the moment. So if I wanted to, I could make a single simple catalyst. Or I could make a single flint. Or 2 loaves of bread. Yeah, so it's useful, but not so much right now. One of the best things I think you do, though, is you can turn hardened clay back into regular clay. That's actually fairly useful. Plus, you can automate it once you get to the point of making rituals. I think my next goal for making stuff like this, I want to make a lava crystal. And for that, I'm going to need to get a lot more lava, and I'm going to need more obsidian. Though before I do anything really crazy, I need to make some runes of self-sacrifice. That'll make this so much easier. So much easier. Alright, let's see. I just really need to go ahead and get my stuff together and heal up. It was probably a mistake getting started on blood magic. I don't want to use that. And I've mentioned it before in this particular pack, there are plenty of ways to eat food and stuff, but in terms of health recovery, one of the ways that it's harder to have enough food to actually heal back up. Because the more you need to heal, the more your food's going to drop, the more you need to eat, and then, yeah, it's a vicious cycle. Vicious cycle. Do I have any oak saplings? I got 2 of them, okay. Let's come out here. Where would you like to go? Apple oaks. Let's put them right here and there. One more. There we go. Of course I don't have oatmeal. Anyway, we'll be able to take those for a steady source of apples, so for like juice or whatnot. There is also the possibility of using them to create apple cider. Because apple cider, when you get it, gives you the absorption effect, which is fairly useful. Of course, it also gives you a chance to get drunk, but hey, it gives you the chance for protection. Anyway, I'm thinking this is probably going to be it for today's episode of Bevo's Tech... Oh, no. this is probably going to be it for today. I need to go ahead and just get some more stuff together, and while I think I could probably draw this out a little bit longer while working on a few other things here and there, I don't think it would add much to the episode, so I just want to go ahead and thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a message below, and as always, have a good day. Oh, and I added a pressure plate. It's a carpenter plate. Definitely makes it easier. You might have seen it over here before. It moved.